Let's talk a little Colorado. The Buffs, they're hosting Kansas State this weekend, and it's going to be a big one for recruiting. So let's bring in Steve Wiltfong. Steve, Coach Prime in Colorado, they've been gearing up for a big visit weekend, and it is here. Talk about some of the most important targets on campus this weekend.
Well, Colorado, they're hoping for a big month on the recruiting trail from the high school ranks as they play a couple major home games. Kansas State Saturday night, and then Cincinnati 2 weeks after this one. They're trying to line up some of their top prep targets for each of these ball games. And the last time we saw Colorado take the field in Boulder, it was that frantic comeback, the Hail Mary, the win in overtime. The fans rushed the field. A couple days later, they flipped four-star defensive back Antonio Branch, who was at the game. They're trending for another on 300 recruit, Byron Baldwin, a defensive back who was committed to Indiana at the time. He has since reopened his process. On 300 offensive tackle Cardi Smith was there. Colorado is definitely trending up with the USC commit. So they're looking for some similar returns this weekend. London Merritt, he is an on-3 industry four-star edge rusher. He's committed to Ohio State, but he's kept some other schools warm. Colorado is getting him on campus. Assistant coach Vince Dancy was out at IMG Academy this past week during the bye week to see London Merritt. He's going to return the favor, come out and check out Colorado. Colorado is swinging at Daytona Beach mainland defensive lineman Christian Hudson. They offered him in early September. He's a UCF commit that can't wait to get out and check out the culture of Boulder, get around the all-time greats, he said, to get to see how they coach in person, build that relationship with the Colorado staff. And he called the program family-oriented, talked about the great resumes that they have on staff, thinks it's a place he can grow. I think Colorado's position in the recruitment of Christian Hudson could really grow this weekend when he takes his official visit. They're trying to get in the sweepstakes for Nathaniel Owusu-Boateng, Josh. He's an on-300 linebacker, also from IMG Academy. Andre Hart, their linebackers coach, went and saw him during the bye week. Now, some of these visits are weather-related, right, with the unfortunate hurricane that's about to hit Central Florida. But Owusu-Boateng, they're hoping to get out this weekend as well. And then the Cincinnati weekend, Josh, is also going to be big. I wouldn't be surprised if we see five-star quarterback Julian Lewis back for what would be a fourth visit this year as the USC commit continues to consider Colorado and Indiana alongside the Trojans. He's expected back at USC this weekend. Cardi Smith, again, that's when he's going to take his official visit, is for the Cincinnati game, four-star offensive tackle. There's confidence around people that spent time with him in Boulder that Colorado could ultimately flip him. Some of their key commits are coming in for that game. Alex Graham, who's visited Michigan, Chauncey Gooden, Jay Gardenhire Crooks is a offensive tackle from Michigan. So they're in good shape with a lot of guys trying to get some flips going. And then quarterback is the biggest position of need for Colorado, Josh, as they try and figure out what's the direction of this program after Shadur Sanders leaves. And they want to land an elite signal caller that can push the room for the prep ranks. And Julian Lewis has obviously been their top target at the position. But last week, offensive coordinator Pat Shermer went out to Duncanville, Texas, and watched Keelan Russell practice, the five-star quarterback committed to Alabama. There has been some dialogue between Colorado and Keelan Russell and his family. I think it's going to be a huge uphill climb right now to flip him from the Tide. He decommitted from SMU to play at Alabama, to play on that stage, to play alongside the nation's best, to win a Heisman Trophy. He was at Alabama's win over Georgia, and talking to his dad today, he talked about watching Julio Jones walk by, watch Mark Ingram walk by, watch a lot of current NFL players that played at Alabama inside the stadium. He talked about that camaraderie, talked about choosing Alabama because that's where you go to get the second and the third contracts in the NFL. So Alabama, he's helped build that Alabama class. He's been so integral in recruiting his peers to Alabama. But the phone lines aren't closed. Colorado's in communication, and we'll see if they can get Keelan Russell on campus for a visit. They went out to Duncanville this past Friday and had some dialogue with him.
All right. Yeah, that's really interesting. I knew we needed to watch where the Colorado coaching staff went. I did not expect Keelan Russell to enter this equation. So you got Julian Lewis. What weekend exactly was he coming back? And also, Steve, he already took his official visit to Colorado during the summer, correct? So this will be an unofficial visit?
Correct. Yeah, he took all his official visits in the summer. So Julian Lewis, if he returns to Colorado, that's an unofficial visit. Colorado, look, I wouldn't be surprised if we see more quarterbacks pop up for them, depending on how things continue to go with Julian Lewis and Keelan Russell now, who is an emerging target on the board.
Absolutely. All right,
They need
Colorado
one.
fans. Big game this weekend, big recruiting implications. What do you think about this new quarterback news, Julian Lewis, but also Keelan Russell? Do you guys think Colorado can flip Russell from Alabama? Let us know. Comment section below.